I avoided your question. No, it was correct. It just didn't actually answer your question. Okay, number 10. No, just kidding. That wasn't our homework.
Yes, it was.
No, that's lies. What did we do? 4 through 14, I imagine.
We did 4 through 6.
So what you're saying is you don't want to go over the answers to the problems that you did because you did all your homework, right? And so you want me to... Yeah. Blah, blah. Okay, number 4. That's what I meant to say. Totally, I was just checking, making sure y'all were awake. Number 4, the answer was 37.5 feet. Excuse me. Number 6, the answer is 40 miles. Number 8A was 12 meters. 8B was 6.75 meters. 8C, segment CD is 7.5 meters. Segment BC is 3.75 meters.
8B was what?
8B was 6.75 meters.
And what was C?
CD is 7.5 meters and BC is 3.75 meters.
No, BC was before my homework. I did it so messy. I couldn't even find problems.
Oops. Number 10, the first pole was 50 feet. Second pole is 37.5 feet. Third pole is 25 feet. The fourth pole is 12.5 feet. Number 12, A, the proportion you should have set up is, one option, I guess, is x to 120 equals 15 to 9, or x to 15 equals 120 to 9. And the lighthouse for part B is 200 feet tall. And number 14, the answer is 10 feet. So what questions do you have? Boy. We can do 10 and we can do 8C. Yes, we can.
10 and 12. And AC.
10 and 12. No. 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6 and 5 and 4. Call upon the Savior while you may. 3 and 2 coming soon. Something. I don't know. Countdown's getting lower every day. I feel like that was probably an assembly song at some point, but I don't know for sure that that's where it originated. But that would be my guess. Could have been Church of Christ, but I don't think so. I think it's probably Assemblies. You don't even know. That doesn't mean, all you know is all good for you. That doesn't mean it didn't start there. You're not that old. True facts. True facts. I know where you, okay, good for you. That still does not automatically mean that you know. Okay, so we got electrical poles, right, that live, right? So let's see. What we're told a few different things. Find the apparent height of each pole. If the tallest pole is 50 feet tall. 50. So this one is 50 feet tall, right? And it writes down on the problem that this distance right here is 400 feet. And what we want to do is we want to find the height of this guy and that guy. And did I draw too many? I did. That guy doesn't exist. And that guy. Right? It also says that there's 100 feet between each pole. So let's label that in a different color. Sounds good. Right here, right here, right here is each 100 feet. And let's see, I guess this one would also be 100, right? That's what we're given in the problem. Does that look right to y'all? And we want to know all the pink ones. So what should we do?
I have no idea.
This is like almost identical to that other one. We're definitely going to write proportions. Which of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles, I guess 4, which of the 4 triangles do we know 2 sides of? You start with that always on these kind of problems. The biggest one, right? So we know that one of the fractions that we can, or one of the ratios that we can set up is 50 to 400, right? What?
I was trying to figure out if that was a 0 for 400.
I don't know what the word 6, what 60 has to do with it. I'm confused, but it's okay.
You thought your second 0 and 400 was a 6.
Oh. Logic, man, logic. So to find the first pink side in the little triangle, so this little triangle right here, x over 100. Now what? So 50 times 100 is 5,000 equals 400x. Divide both sides by 400 and you end up with x equals 12.5. So 12.5 feet. What proportion would you do for the second pole? X over 200. I feel like we're probably seeing the pattern at this point. Because the next one will have a side length of 300, right, to get that one. And then 400. And that one's actually already given in the problem, but yes. Yes. What other questions do we have on this homework assignment? What? 8C. Didn't y'all like do that one in class the other day? Oh, you didn't quite finish it though, right? You just got through B. Is that right? Sound right to y'all?
I finished C, but I was wrong. So.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Okay, so we have an extremely similar problem, at least the triangle anyway. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And we're told that this is 9 meters, this is 4.5 meters. We are told that this is 6 meters. And we found in part A that GD, so this long one right here, was 12 meters. Assuming you did part A correctly, then you found that. And in part B, we found that BF, so this length right here, was 6.75 meters. For part C, we're looking for CD, And we're looking for BC. We were also told on, let's see, on part B that something, a couple of them were congruent, right? GF was congruent to, no, that's not right, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. To FE. So those two are congruent to each other. So that's all we know. Those are all the details that are there and all the pieces of that puzzle. So what should we do?
6.75 over 3. It's because
So we did over the course of figuring out all these pieces, we figured out that this was 3 and this was 3. But the problem is, we can't set a proportion using just 3 because that 3, neither one of those 3's actually goes with any of the triangles. It's only a piece of it. 6 to what? 6 to 6. Where's the 6.5? Okay, so the problem with that is, so the 6 goes with this little triangle right here. The 6.75 goes with this big triangle right there, or the medium-sized triangle.
What are we trying to find right now? BC?
The 2 question marks, ultimately, is our goal, is our ultimate goal.
What are we doing first?
I don't know. I'm waiting for y'all.
For CD, we can do x over 6 point, or wait, no.
6.75 over 9. No, I'm done.
Yeah.
9 over 6.
So, x over 4.5 and 6.75 over 3.
Okay, start over, because I was distracted thinking about that if y'all knew how to do the Pythagorean theorem, then you could do it a different way. But you don't, so it's fine. You don't even know what squared means yet.
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
I know it's squared.
Mm-hmm.
Squared reminds me of my forehead.
Okay, and so what proportion are y'all suggesting that we set up?
6.75 over 12.
Don't we need to do 9
Over 9.
X over 9?
6 plus 3.
Wait, are we trying to find BC? Wait, right 9?
The reason they're getting 9 from this length right here is, the medium triangle is 9.
Well, we're trying to find BC or CD, but those are 2 both of them combined, so wouldn't we either 3 or 6, not 9? I said.
Without the Pythagorean theorem, I think we're going to have to do a little bit of algebra to make this work. Well, Pythagorean theorem is algebra. But knowing what you know right now, don't write this down. Let me sanity check myself before I give you something that's going to be more confusing than not. So give me a half a second. I'm going to make this be x and this be y, so I have something useful. No, I don't think that's going to be a good way to do that at all. I think that's going to be more confusing than just preemptively teaching you something else. But let's see. But let's find out before I lie. So 6 to x equals 9 to x plus y. Nope, you can't do it that way without having more information. I don't feel like assuming that you should know, because we haven't even covered squares and square roots yet. I'm trying to see if there's another way to solve it. Anybody try this a different way than what I'm mumbling about?
I tried the way I did it and I got it wrong, so.
What did you set up? Let me write down what you.
I did 6.75 over 3 and
Can't do that. Because the 3 isn't, because the problem, we already talked about the problem with that one.
So all of
Because,
writing was confusing me, so I just took BDF and made a new triangle.
yeah, that's a good idea.
It'd be 6.75,
Yes.
and then the bottom would be 9 meters.
Yes.
And I don't know what the top is. So I have to figure out.
Right. Rewriting it is a separate, that's a good idea, actually. That's a really good idea. That definitely can make it helpful.
I was looking for what I did on my page and I was like,
Top, but I can't remember the
Oh, it tells you more information. Y'all, you got to read the text.
yeah, 80 is 15 meters.
Like, how can you do this without the Pythagorean theorem? Okay, you have to do it because you have to read the instructions. Okay, so it also tells us in the problem that AD is 15 meters. Look at that. Now we can do it because we have something useful we can do. This is 15 meters. Okay, now what are we going to do? Now there's several different potential proportions we could write.
Which are you doing first, CD or BC?
I'd do CD first if it were me. But you can, well, you kind of have to do it that way, actually.
15, x over 15, 4.5 over 6? Question mark?
So, okay, so what you said, I'm going to write it down and let's talk through where these are coming from. Okay. We probably are going to rewrite these triangles as 3 separate ones in a second, because it's going to be less confusing. Isn't that right, Brendan? And Brett, both. So X is this guy, right? So here we did little triangle to big triangle. So far that's fine. And then but then the problem is we did little triangle to little triangle again.
So we have to do 4.5 over 15 and then x over 6?
Before we think through it, let's draw these 3 triangles as separate 3 triangles. A big one and a little one and a medium one. Because sometimes when the picture gets complicated and we've got things going on, sometimes if we break it up, it's going to be easier. So this is the big oi. And then the medium. And then the little. With a little bit, just a little bit of blue mainlock. Okay. Name the musical. I'll give you 2 points on a test. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is technically a musical, but no.
Wait, you said
No.
the musical?
I said name the musical. No, not Mary Poppins. Definitely not Mary Poppins.
The second one.
No, not that either.
I hated the second one really bad.
So bad. It is definitely not Seussical. Okay, so the big triangle. How long is the hypotenuse? The big triangle. How long is the hypotenuse?
15 meters.
Hypotenuse is the longest side of a right triangle. It's also the one across the 90-degree angle. So is hypotenuse. What is the short leg of the big triangle? 9. What is the long leg of the big triangle? The medium triangle. What's the hypotenuse of the medium triangle? Exactly. Okay. What is the short leg of the medium triangle? 6.75. What's the long leg of the medium triangle? 9. What's the hypotenuse of the little triangle? No. But a different than that one, right? Okay, so what is the short leg of the little triangle? 4.5. What is the, excuse me, long leg of the little triangle?
6.
Okay, so let's figure out these question marks. Let's go. Let's go. What's the proportion we could set up?
6.75/9 is equal to
No, back up. Problem with using 6.5/9 is we need to, we're trying to get to this.
9/12 equals 6.75/9.
9/12, that's true, it doesn't get us to any of the question marks. We need something with a question mark in it.
Over 4.5 and x over 9. Wait.
12/15.
What is the only triangle that we have all of them? The big one. So we need to be using stuff in the big one with some.
15/12 equals unknown
To 9.
over 9.
Okay. 15/12 equals this unknown, which we'll call m over 9.
Which unknown? Medium?
Yeah, because m. It's mott.
Oh, and then we do some time.
Okay, so 9 times 15 is.
It is something.
135.
135.
I don't know. Mine 15.
I never only learned up to 12. So does that mean that's when above 12?
I don't have my 15s memorized either, and you're welcome to use your calculator as a test. The way to do it, to do a 2-digit times a 1-digit in your head easiest is to do it backwards. Do the tens first. 10 times 9 is 90. 5 times 9 is 45. 90 plus 45 is 135. That's the easiest way to do it in your head. Liv, taking a nap is not helpful to you. It's a true fact. She did not. She just blocked out the life. I lead. They're not earbuds, but good try though. What's 135 divided by 12?
11.25 meters.
Okay, so that's this one.
We did it. No, we did one of
We're not done yet. Well, that's not even one of the answers we're looking for. Not quite.
We have a number.
We do have a number. It's good. So what else should we do?
The other number.
Okay, good. What proportion should we set up?
11.5/9 is equal to.
Go back to the big one. Go back to ones that are like given. It's always easier. Because the reason why I suggest that is because if we got that one wrong, then the next answer is going to be wrong too. So if you can go back to the given, you're less likely to get everything wrong.
15/12 equals L/16.
Sounds great.
16/6.
15/12 equals L/6. Sounds great. What's 15 times 6?
90.
Divided by 12.
Is 7.
No, I don't have convert unlisted. Like if you do something divided by something.
L equals what? 7.5 meters, which is in fact one of the things that we're looking for. It has a name other than L. Its name is CD, right? Quabap, because that's a little triangle. So CD equals, technically it's the measure of CD, which y'all are in geometry, so I don't have to be a stickler about that, but you know whatevs. 7.5 meters. That's part of our answer. How could we find BC now? What? Yeah, minus something, yes.
12 over 4.5.
11.5 minus 7.5.
We know this length is how long? 11.25, right? And we also now know that this length is 7.5, so how could we find this other one?
11.25 minus 7.5.
That's right. Boy.
-7.25.
11.25 minus 7.5, I think. Which ends up being what? 3.75, I think.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to do it manually.
So that's that problem. Any questions on that problem? A lot of sleepy faces today.
Especially when
I was up until 6 last night and woke up at 9.
she has a face.
Why?
I couldn't fall asleep.
She died.
Okay, what other questions for this homework assignment do you have? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
Dude, I forgot my tape.
Did we already do 12?
I don't know, Garrett. Did we do 12?
If we haven't done 12, that's the one I want to do. I could forgot.
We have not done 12.
Okay.
So you're asking about 12. Is that what you're saying?
I couldn't figure out which one.
Number 12. It gives us a big old lighthouse and a little model lighthouse or whatever it is. I didn't really read it.
Those, it's a pencil sharpener.
Do you?
Sounds like National Treasure.
And this is 15 feet. This distance right here is 9 feet. This distance right here is 120 feet. And we're supposed to write two proportions. And we're supposed to solve for the height of the tower. So what should we do?
Over 120
So big triangle to big triangle. So far, so good.
equals 15 over 9.
15 over 9. That sounds great. That's one proportion we could write. What's another one?
120 over x equals 9 over 15.
That also sounds great. Although that one's kind of the same proportion, technically. So what's another one we could write?
50 over x times 1.
You were close. Oh, no, you weren't. You were right. You were correct. Not close, but correct. 15. So upright side to upright side, right?
Yes.
Equals bottom to bottom. Absolutely. So you got all kinds of different proportions. And then for part B, you pick one and solve it.
I solved it.
What other questions y'all have on your homework?
I think that's it for me.
Okay. We didn't do 16.
I know.
Diagram show at the right. Those two triangles are similar. You're supposed to write a proportion. Yeah, you set up H to ED equals BC to DC.
Use diagram.
And then there are several different ways you could answer part B. In fact,
The answer is pi to the 63rd.
lies. All right, no other questions on your homeworks? So, what we're going to do
Let's have a quiz.
in class right now is we are going to turn to page
Huh?
327. And you're going to do them all and ask questions as you work on it.
Right now?
Right now.
For homework? Not for homework? Okay.
What you do not finish is homework.
Sorry. This is getting very fun. Says very sarcastically.
Zoos. I forgot what
Yeah.
a ratio is.
I know, I like blanking on the
Finished it
ratio.
yesterday. No, I finished it. I think I finished it Monday actually.
I could have finished it Monday, but
Why doesn't she have meter sticks? She probably does. I just don't know where they are. Liv.
pick a weapon.
Oh, it was the horrible thing. Gee, thanks, Sean.
Time to come back to us.
What? I have questions on the first question already.
Okay, good.
Triviality's here and he has monster for you.
You what?
No, I don't have any monsters. So you have a question on number one. What's your question on number one?
I blanked how to do ratios already, so.
Ratios are just fractions. That's really all we're talking about. So like birds to mammals, how many birds are there?
10,
10. And how many mammals are there?
25.
25. And then you reduce it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's all there is to it. Yes, sir.
Do you want us to do all even?
No, all. As in all.
No. Darn it.
All. Not all evens.
Wait, so that'd be.
That'd be 16 problems.
Oh,
That's very doable. You got this.
I was talking about number one. I can figure it out.
Oh.
What's the unit rate?
That's where you're dividing it. And you're trying to get the one on the bottom.
Well, what did you mean by reduce it? Question mark?
What? I mean reduce it. What goes into 10 and 25?
So would it be 2 over 5?
Yes, it would.
So how do you get the one on the bottom?
And reduce both.
You just divide. You just divide by the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So would 75 be on the top because it's 1 CD for how much?
Well, you're trying to get how many dollars for one DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.